Once again, welcome to Arts and Draftings. This is my 18th presentation, and for this, I will be painting a sunrise in mountain range. And here, I started to lay out or sketch the mountains and other elements of my presentation. When I do my artworks, I always start to draw or paint my background and fill it with the first coat or base color. And as you observe on how I apply the color pastel, I started from the lightest to the darkest color to limit or prevent the smudging of the darker colors from the lighter portion. And after you have applied the first coat, smudge it with blender or any blending materials. And in here, I'm just using tissue for blending. After you have completed smudging or blending the first coat, add some details and highlights. And in my case, I put clouds as my highlight and used orange. Then I blended it with cotton buds. In using cotton buds as blender, this is really effective in blending smaller details. You can also use your fingers for blending. Although it looks messy, it gives a nice blending of colors since it does not take or remove the pastels on the paper. And after you have completed your background, you can now apply colors on your midground. In painting the mountain range, you should show the transitions of every mountain, depending on its distance. The more the mountain is far, the lighter color of pastel to be applied. And the nearer it is, the more detail it is to be done. And after you have applied the first coat, you can now blend it using cotton buds. Then put details afterwards. Then now again, proceed to your foreground when you're done blending the midground. And by the way, I applied light colors for my foreground for the effects later on. Then blend it again with tissue. And now, finalizing the mountain range. I use gray, white, and violet for achieving the distance and depth of every mountains. And now, I used black for the nearest mountains to show clarity and details, because the concept of visual perspective shows that the nearest object you see are the most detailed, while the farthest object you see is more faded. And by the way, if you have subscribed to this channel, thank you for always watching my presentations. And if you are not yet subscribed, feel free to do so and stay connected. You can also click the bell button to be updated for upcoming video tutorials. And for other artworks, architectural perspectives, and sketches, you can visit my Facebook page and Instagram account. The links are all in the description box below. And as you see, I use light color to show highlights that reflects towards the sun. Then I put darker tone on the other side of the mountains to show the concept of shades and shadows. And here, a useful technique that I am sharing with you. I use toothpick to draw lines and curvatures of the edges of my drawing or object. This allows it to remove the excess wax and revealing the first coat of your pastel. Then remove the excess wax through the drafting brush. Same procedure with the trees. Apply shades and shadows by applying light and dark tone of color, then blend it again with cotton buds. Same procedure, I used toothpick to draw the edges and show textures of the trees. And I use stippling method to show the highlights of the trees. I again use stippling method for the bed of flowers, and I love that sounds though. Now, I apply darker color for the foreground and will blend it again later on. And you'll notice I'll be drawing on my foreground through the use of the toothpick. And here you see the effect of the brighter color of the first coat, which is the yellow and yellow-green. that's it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the bell button to be updated for upcoming videos. And for the previous presentations, you can also check the links in my description box below. Again, this is Arts and Draftings by Denzel.